Okay, I'll tell you. Everybody, what poll? What poll shows Trump at 50%? Or not Trump. What poll shows 50% of the American people think the investigation is tainted? That's IBD, Investors Business Daily, the TIP poll. And they were the most accurate poll in the presidential campaign. And they, I think, for the last three cycles, yeah. But there's one other thing about that. They were only one of two to get the election right. That's what I was trying to think of. Only two polling units. Nate Silver, none of these clowns got it right. But these people did. Now, I have some backup. And thanks to our old buddies at CNN, have you, by the way, a little media sideshow here. The CEO of the New York Times, this is not the new Punch Pinch Schultzberger kid. This is the CEO, says that print newspapers are done in 10 years. They don't exist in 10 years. I don't think that's true. Somebody's going to be publishing something because there's always going to be gummers and codgers that are not going to want to sit there with their phones because they're too small to read. They're going to need something like a newspaper, something they can touch with their magnifying glasses and eyeglasses to read it. It's not going to be the end of print, just like CDs were not the end of vinyl. Am I right? Okay. They think it's all going digital. And, in fact, the New York Times, I think, has increased their digital subscribers by 187,000. So New York Times is clearly banking on digital being the future, and they think that's especially important because that's how they think millennials do everything now. Millennials go to the bathroom on their phones. Millennials watch TV on their phones. Millennials play Facebook on their phones. They do everything. They have sex on their phones. So everybody wants to be in the way of millennials and what they do online. Isn't it fascinating then to learn that CNN is getting ready to lay off minimum 50 people from their digital division? Not the on-camera loser division, from the digital division, 50 employees, because it hasn't worked out. They've got all these digital programs, like one of their Infobabes has a series on American Woman. And it's apparently profiles of women who have exuded great courage in things and so forth. Nobody's watching them. Not just that one, but any of them. They're getting ready to close these units down. How does that jibe with the New York Times thinking everything in the future is digital? Now, part of this is CNN having to pare down, getting ready for being taken over by AT&T Time Warner. Or AT&T. They are part of Time Warner now if that merger goes through. Anyway, CNN sent one of their, ageless reporters, a guy named Martin Savage. They sent him out there into the jungle to basically talk to Trump supporters. Well, it's a jungle to them. You need a visa. If you need a unit director to tell you where, we're going to Kentucky. Can you tell me where that is? So have to take somebody with them. It was on Aaron Burnett out front, Martin Savage reporting about a group of Trump supporters in Iowa. Now, when you hear these people, keep in mind the IDB poll, 50%, the American people think this investigation is worse than bogus, that it's a scam. Here's the first bite with these people in Iowa talking about Trump.
These voters trust Trump, but they do not trust the Russia investigation.
Political witch hunt from the get-go. To be honest, it's a disgrace.
They don't believe in the investigation because they don't believe the investigators.
Do you have faith in the FBI?
Hell no.
No?
No, absolutely not.
You think that the FBI has a political bias in this case?
I believe yes.
Yeah, I want to preface by saying it's not the FBI, it's the leadership of the FBI that has politicized this.
By the way, the guy's name, the number one guy whose voice you heard most in this, Javier. Javier, not Adolf, Javier. An Hispanic Trump fan, thinking the investigation is bogus and a scam. It backs up the IDB poll. Here is the next bite.
Do they believe the president has attempted to derail or obstruct the Russia investigation?
No. I mean, he said, bring it on.
They all knew of the Nunez memo, but are divided on the Democrat memo.
Do you want to see that as well?
Yes. Yes, full transparency.
I don't have no need to read the Democratic memo. I'm ready to move on.
Right. Now, remember, the average CNN viewer doesn't know the Nunes memo, don't know who he is. They never heard of Fusion GPS. So the average CNN viewer is watching it. What Nunes memo? What do you mean? I don't know about that. If they do know about the Nunes memo, it's that Nunes is insane and has made up a bunch of lies. And that Adam Schiff is trying to save a day. That's what CNN viewers know. And here's the bite, the final bite. Last one, it's Martin Savage wrapping up kind of like Nick Robertson wrapped up from Hariri Square in Cairo.
It's pretty clear from that conversation and from others that I've had with Trump voters that many of them believe that the Russia investigation is nothing more than a political scheme that was fabricated and now is being perpetuated by Democrats and others who just simply can't accept the fact that Donald Trump is president.
Amazing. In case you CNN viewers didn't get the message, there is the summary of what this report produced. It's pretty clear from the conversation and from others that I've had with Trump voters that many of them believe that Russia investigation is nothing. He was vomiting it out there. So that dovetails nicely with the IDB poll. I'm just telling you that once the numbers get 50%, and if they stay there or get higher than that, this is going to be pressure that the Democrats are not going to want on this. This is not how this was. None of this, folks, is how this was supposed to be. Trump was supposed to be in jail by now. Trump was supposed to be out of office by now. They were going to prove Russia colluded in 2 months. They've got nothing. We'll be back. Sit tight.